my name's Charles. I'm an alcoholic. First, I want to thank all the men and women that supported me when I couldn't love myself. Because I didn't believe this would work for me. I really didn't. You know, I left a lot in the past. People just didn't know what to do with me anymore. You know, I started going to meetings and they're like, maybe you should try another meeting. The treatment center was like, I don't really think this is working for you. And then I really thought something was wrong with me. How I got here? Well, first off, I'm an alcoholic. And I'm real open-minded in that. I think alcoholic sums it up for me. I do have other problems. I like to do a lot of drugs, but I am an alcoholic. To me, it's the same. The problem's the same and the solution's the same. Everybody likes their cocktail a little different, so did I. But the result was the same for me, and I want to read a part of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the doctor's opinion, because it's something that I never challenge anymore. I don't want any more answers. It's black and white. I can accept it. This is repeated over and over unless a person can experience an entire psychic change. There's little hope for his recovery. And what makes me an alcoholic is, you know, once I put something in my body, I don't stop. And, you know, my past experience proved that over and over, but I always thought I was different. You know, I'd put something in my body. When I like to drink 151. I didn't like to play around with things. I like to get really loaded real fast and real quick. And I did that all in all other forms. They'd be like, where'd Charles go? He's gone. You know, I would take a trip. Those trips landed me in ERs in San Diego, Los Angeles a couple times, Las Vegas. And, you know, everything else seemed normal, except when I put something in my body, I'm gone. Why would I go to work? I could go to Vegas. You know, and over, I was not a functioning alcoholic in any form. It didn't matter which way I tried it, because I went in and out of sobriety, too. I have about 5 treatments under my belt, Salvation Army, Phoenix House, graduate I am. And through all these programs, and then what was happening is, now that I look back, is anytime I would get in a difficult situation, I would throw in the towel. It talks about that in the book. I wouldn't remember all the things that went bad in the past, all the times that my wife stood up at night crying, why are you getting loaded in the bathroom, banging on the door as my kids were asleep. Or where'd you go? You know, you do have kids. It wouldn't make sense. Once I put something in my body, I was gone. And, you know, I'm not trying to minimize that. But in any extent, I just know that I'm different. You know, I took a shower tonight, and I have one toe a little bigger than the other one. I don't really need to figure out why that toe is so big. It's just like my alcoholism. So, needless to say, you know, I tried to figure it out, and the common denominator of me going in and out so many times is I never really had a surrender. You know, I never just, it was me, one guy in the big book, and we went through the big book. And we went through it page by page every day. And something happened, man. Something so beautiful happened. I felt it. It came through me. And I knew it had finally happened. You know, I had a gift of some spirituality of some form. It was something different. It wasn't like the drink when my gut goes or I get numb. And it wasn't like when my head spins and my toes curl back from a hit of something else. It was different. It was so beautiful, that feeling of spirituality for me. And that actually came in the process of the steps. And, you know, I'm limited here for my whole thing. So, you know, I ended up in Prescott in the middle of a farm with nothing left. And my dad took me to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting here on Sunday morning. That's the only option I had, really. But I was kind of willing to do it, you know, and even though I thought I was different. You know, I'm from LA. You know, I've been around the other side of the street a lot, so I didn't think I was like you. You don't do things like I do. You don't get down the way I do. You know, you're just somebody that does something, you know, after work. And, you know, the more I hung out, I found out that if you're an alcoholic like me, we're all the same, man. We're the same race. We're the same tribe. We're the same club. We got the same problem. And in Alcoholics Anonymous, I learned that, you know, we all get better the same way, man. I'm looking at a young man that I love so much, and I'm looking at some other people in this room that I love. We got the same problem. I'm seeing older people recover, and I'm seeing younger people recover. The common denominator is we're all doing the similar same thing. You know, we jumped into the program. We're doing it. We're still stepping on our toes. Things aren't perfect, but we're all growing in different ways. And, you know, it's that peace that comes in your heart that knows that I don't ever want to live that way again, man. I really don't. And now, you know, I've learned some things that keep me sober. You know, I never believed it. I thought I was just going to go get me a job and man it and tough on through it. But I found out, you know, I have so many options now. I can go to meetings. I can read the book. I can throw somebody in my car. I can go off to some wacky paw event. And, you know, my life's getting better. It's just not getting the better way, you know, that I thought it was. I thought I was going to get that big job. I thought I was going to get that girl. You know, I thought all these things. I drive a little car, man. I've lived alone for 4 years. And, you know, my life's getting beautifuler every day, but it's from the inside. And that's the hugest thing I can pass on. I have 3 children. Now another man raises my children. In California, she has 15 years sober now. And, you know, when I came here, I was so mad that she moved on. I went back 2 weeks ago. And I slept in the house with them, with the new, I'm still working on the word on this, the new father, because my sons call him dad and I'm still dad. So now my children, due to sobriety, are going to get 2 beautiful fathers in life. That's not how I thought when I came around here. And, you know, it's just, and, you know, they've forgiven me for all the damage I've really done, I think. For me and an ex-wife to get along and not fight after all the 5 years of relapsing on her, you know, I just can't say enough on that. And, you know, the miracles keep happening. It's not so much for me. These little miracles are, I'm standing in front of you talking. I might even be making sense. That's scary. Okay? You know, I came here without my children. I got sober without my children. I got sober without my job. And, you know, the whole time, my higher power, which I want to say God, for lack of a better word, has gave me everything I needed. And, you know, I really only came here to get sober, man. I didn't know that inside, but I had alcoholism, and I didn't think that it would ever stop. I really inside didn't think it would ever stop. You know, for the last 3 years, I drive by Whiskey Row twice a day. I live walking distance. And, you know, when I drive by Whiskey Row, there's been nights, you know, a little lonely, get a little lonely. You know, I want to go do and try to maybe whatever. And I go, you know what? Just go home, man. There's another day. And that's the same with drinking and using or whatever your thing is. You know, it'll pass, you know, and that's a huge thing to not have to. I just can't say enough. I have so much going in my life right now. I got a job where everybody gets loaded. And I don't get loaded. You know, I don't know about everybody, but most of them. And, you know, I don't get loaded. You know, I woke up this morning, last night, I was getting a little squirrely. I had to sit down last night. I pulled out one of my sponsors' worksheets. Didn't call them, but I did an inventory. You know, and I woke up this morning and I went to, and this I'm only going to share, not by ego, I'm just going to share this as something I had to do. I jumped on a guy yesterday, so I had to go into work early in the morning. These are construction guys. And I gave the guy an amends in front of everybody after I cussed him out the day before. And you know, it's not because I'm a good guy. I need to do that to stay sober today. And you know, I'm here tonight. You know, I got asked to come. This helps keep me sober. And, you know, if anything, I got to get off the pew right now. But, you know, just hang out. Stay here. If you're here right now, you're in treatment, it's already a miracle you got here. You know, I just can't say enough. Saturday, I went to a funeral of a woman that she relapsed, and she just got sick of trying, so she committed suicide. She has 3 daughters, 1 son, a husband. And you know, that's really a sad way to go. And I'll leave you with that. You know, you guys are here, everybody's here, it's a good chance. And the most thing that I like to tell everybody is, you know, everybody in this room is a beautiful person, man. Regardless of what you've done in the past or how you got here, you're a beautiful person. And, you know, I feel that Alcoholics Anonymous or whatever you choose is going to let you be that beautiful person in your life. It just might not happen today, but it's a process, and it'll happen. And you know what's happening when your heart lights up. And you start thinking some things that you never thought you'd think before in your life. You know that change is happening. And with that, I'll pass.